Okay.
So what are you guys sipping on?
We are sipping on, oh my gosh, I don't even know the wine. I just grabbed it out of our wine bar. I don't even know what it is.
Well,
but it's good.
Ginger ale. I have ginger ale.
That's okay. Sip to that as well.
The green tea.
That's the green tea. That's a good one.
Well, thank you, ladies, for being here all week long. We have been honoring and showcasing our very own Black-owned business, leading up to tomorrow, which is Juneteenth.
Yes.
We'll sip to that.
I'm so excited about it. I feel like this year's Juneteenth has a whole new meaning than it did. It was important then, but it has a whole new meaning now with all our Black unity and our support and our enthusiasm that we have. I'm so excited for my people right now. Absolutely. And my beautiful co-host Quream is going to give a little brief history on what exactly Juneteenth is and introduce our panelists.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. So thank you, Quoffee. It's Thankful Thursday. So one thing I learned from the book Think and Grow Rich for Women is that having an attitude of gratitude is what most rich and successful women possess. So I'm thankful for you, Quoffee, for accepting me as I am. I'm grateful for my supporting family, and I'm grateful for all the friends that support us and push us to do more and be better. So we're thankful that we have one more day until Juneteenth.
Yes, yes.
And so we're still celebrating our Black businesses leading up till tomorrow. So we've been sharing what Juneteenth is, because for Quoffee and I, we didn't learn about Juneteenth until we were older. So as part of our commitment to educate and be educated, we're sharing what Juneteenth is for those who may not have heard about it or know the history like us. So all throughout our nation, Black people celebrate this day. Why? Because it's the oldest nationally celebrated commemoration of the ending of slavery in the United States. Dating back to 1865, it was on June 19th that the Union soldiers, led by Major General Gordon Granger, landed at Galveston, Texas, with news that the war had ended and that the enslaved were now free. This was 2.5 years after President Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation, which had become official on January 1st, 1863. So minding our own Black business, we're in a new day and we're here to celebrate, we're here to promote, and we're here to buy from our own. It's important for our independence for us to remain interdependent on one another. So let us continue to embrace, educate, and empower by supporting Black-owned businesses. So our first guest tonight is the lovely ladies of I'll Sip to That.
Yes, we'll sip to that. Thank you for
that. And I'll read a quick bio of you guys, or you ladies, should I say? Sorry about that. And I just want to say Shannon is a native of where else? UTICA. So I'll Sip to That is an interaction of conversation hosted by Shannon. Raise your hand. Is Jazz So Harlem?
Hey.
And Sashay.
Yes.
Whoa, okay, I got it right. They talk about love, life, relationships, trending topics, and so much more. They also use their platform to allow local businesses, entrepreneurs, or people who have a story to introduce themselves to the world. During their discussions, they drink wine and use their coin phrase, I'll sip to that, as a sign of agreement on the topic that they are speaking about. They also ask their audience, also known as sippers. I'm a sipper, I'll tell you that, I'm a sipper too. to choose their favorite drink and sip along with them if they are also in agreement with the topic of discussion. Ooh. I'll Sip to That is currently being aired on 2 media television outlets. That's amazing. One in Arlington, Virginia, and the other spans across Virginia and Carolinas. They are proud of their success that they have had over the last 2 years of their existence, and they're excited to see where the journey will take them. So I just want to add one more thing.
Right.
I'll Sip to That is very similar to our platform, Quoffee and Quream. And even though that you guys are similar, we support you 100%, because it's all about unity.
Absolutely.
And we are more powerful together than we could ever be separate. So we wish you the utmost, reach the stars, success.
Same to you guys. Yeah.
Welcome, welcome.
Welcome, welcome. So ladies, so tell me, how did I'll Sip to That come into fruition?
Well, I was literally like sitting on the couch. I'm always thinking of different things. You know, I'm just that person. Like, I'm always ready for the next thing, always. And I was sitting there and I'm like, dang, there's something, I don't know what it is, but there's something that I feel like I need to do. And, you know, I always like being in front of the camera. I always like entertaining. That's just who I am. I've always been that way since I was like, you know, just a child. That's just who I am. And I promise you, it fell from the sky. I heard "sip to that." And I'm like, what is "I'll sip to that"? What does that mean? You know, and it just came and I heard "I'll sip to that, I'll sip to that." And I was like, okay, I'll sip to that. And everything just started coming together, even with the two of them. Like, it was instant. I didn't have to think about who did I want to join me. It was just, everything just clicked. I called Jazz, I called Sashay, and they both said yes. So I knew right then we were onto something because it was no hesitation. So that's how "I'll Sip to That" was formed.
Now you guys are related, right?
Yes.
I know that. So, and I know you have a huge family. So how did you choose out of all your cousins that you had? How do you choose them?
Again, their names just came up. I have no idea. I really, really don't. I just heard Jazz and I heard Sashay. And again, I mentioned to them what I was thinking about, the idea I had, and they were on it. They didn't hesitate.
How long did it take from your idea to implementation? How long was your entire process?
1 week.
1 week. 1 week. 1 week. We talked about it. Next thing I know, we was at the table doing our very, very first video. And it just flowed. Like, our very first video flowed. It was awesome.
So you like started like YouTube and Facebook, right? So how did you get to the show? How did you get to that level of success, I guess you could say?
Did anyone, you want to take it?
Yeah.
Okay. You?
You talked to
Okay. The way we got to the show, my cousin who lives up in Northern Virginia, he had a big cookout. So we went to the cookout and this guy was there. I didn't know his friend was a producer. He never told us his friend was a producer at a TV station. So my husband was outside playing basketball with the guy. And they just, started chatting, and he was telling my husband what type of work he did, and my husband was telling him the type of work he did. And he was like, wow, you're a producer? You need to come in here and meet my wife and the girls, because they have this show called "I'll Sip to That." And so he came in and he asked me to fill him in about the show and what we did. And he told me what he does. And they had a platform in Arlington, Virginia. And if we wanted to be a part of it, he would give us a date when we can come up there and do like a test run. And we did. They loved us, and it's just been heaven.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. And we talked about the power of networking on yesterday. It's very, very important to network and always sell your product and sell yourself to whomever. But I'm a certified sexologist, and I was always shy to tell people that. And when I told, a very VIP, and he was like, well, why are you embarrassed to tell you that? It's something you do, and you can sell it. He said, you can't be afraid to sell what you are. And I was like, you're right. So now everybody got shirts made and everything. So it's all over the place. So what is your biggest obstacle? What has been your biggest obstacle with "I'll Sip to That"?
Individually?
Probably just kind of like coming together. I would say, like, we would figure out what topic we're going to talk about, and then we'll just, it's not like scripted, so we just kind of go off of the conversation. But I think just the topics, and like, okay, is this going to make sense, or how long are we going to be able to talk about this? And then once we talk about it, like, oh shoot, well, that actually did go, that far. So I think that would be it. And then of course, right now, since the whole COVID is going on, we can't film in the studio, so that's been a pushback. for us. But that's kind of only obstacle I feel. And I guess like kind of still getting our audience up there since they're starting off, small. You got to get people's attention, and you got to, figure out different ways to interact with everyone. And I think that's just something you still just build on through your business. But that's kind of the biggest obstacle, I think.
I would piggyback off of that. And I would say just the obstacle of support. Sometimes you look to your family first to support you, and they're not always right behind your back, but you have an outsider that's going to support you. We have merchandise, we have coasters, we have keychains, we have water bottles, and we're really big on like giving back to others or people that are just new entrepreneurs, and we're big on just including everybody. So one of the obstacles I would say definitely is support from other people that you would think would have your back, and then time, because we're always so busy. Time is always a conflict when we're trying to schedule taping, but we get through it because like we're really, really driven, and this is what we want to do, so we make it happen.
Okay.
I
I see you guys do a lot in your community. Has your community been receiving you guys? Well, I see you do a lot of it looks like talent shows of some sort, or just events that you're doing within the community.
We do pop-up Wednesdays. We're like really loved.
Yes.
They know who we are when we go out, whether it's to like the beach or whether we're going to a restaurant for happy hour. Like they're really, really taking us on, and they allow us to tape them, and they do interviews for us. Like they interact with us, and we're like, follow this page, hashtag us here, and they'll do it. And it's like good publicity for them as well as for us. So yeah, they take us on.
They do.
I can see that. I can see you guys' personality. You guys have a personality for TV. It just shines right through, and it goes well together. It does.
And that's one of the reasons I think that it makes it such a good fit, because we're, of course, all different ages. So, I have an element of the millennials. I have my
middle age,
and then of course me, the seasoned sipper. So it makes it work because you get to have opinions from all different areas. So it's not just one focus group that you get to just hear it from, because my group might all agree on one thing, but then we have Jazz over here that's going to say no, this and that, and then you have Sashay over here like, oh yeah, because there's a totally different way of thinking. So I love the fact that the elements of our age difference, allows us to bring something different
to everybody. Yeah. We had a viewing party on our first taping in DC, and we went around the room asking everybody like how they felt, and like we just wanted constructive, real criticism, give us the real. And people agree with Dom, and people agree with me, and people agree with Shannon. And it's just it depends on who you are and who you can relate to based on what you've been through or where you're trying to go. And everybody wants to get to a seasoned status, but someone's still maybe thinking like a millennial, and they're not dating because they want to hop around, or they're like me. At this point, it's time. My foundation has been set. Now let's get it moving. So it works.
Oh, good. I can see that. I can definitely see that it works. So now we are in this new day, and I want this new day to keep moving. Black people are supporting each other. I told Tiffany all last week, I went OD supporting Black businesses and investing and doing all that stuff. And I had to stop oh my God, let me regroup here. How, as a people, can we keep this momentum up?
I would say you just don't stop. I think right now, everyone, I'm big on social media, of course. So if you start seeing, if you start seeing like they said, your timeline going back to regular, we talked about nonsense. It's keep your foot on the pedal. Let's keep going. If you want to unite with another Black businesses, okay. If you started it, keep going. Each week, make sure you contact a new, business to keep networking with. So I think right now, since like I told them before, since the whole pandemic is happening, everyone is focused on one thing right now, and that is kind of a good thing, and it's letting us be able to stick together and bring everyone together at this time. So I think if we just as a community just keep going, you can't stop. You can't stop. Right.
So how has this pandemic? I've been hearing that it's been a blessing and a curse. Yeah. It's been good and bad. I don't want to say curse, but let's say it's been a blessing. It's been good and bad. How has this pandemic been good for you and bad for you, and which way?
Are we speaking personally or for the business?
You can speak any way you like, or overall.
Personally, for me, the benefit, I have really saved a lot of money. Like I really have. I mean, it's crazy. I have saved so much money because I normally try to take at least 3 vacations a year, and I haven't been able to do any of that. Even to my nails, you know, getting your nails and your feet done, that's expensive. So for 2 months, I haven't been able to do that. Eating out, that's another big thing. When I was at work, you know, because our job, we have been out of the office in and out. But every day we would eat out, and we're not just going to pick up something, like we're sitting in restaurants every single day, 5 days a week. So my money like was going to all of that. So to see all of the money that I'm saving has definitely helped me, because now I know I don't need those things. It's not a need. So I'm kind of conditioned now where I like what my bank account is looking like. I like to save this money, and this is how I now have to do it. You know, just cutting back. That's the biggest thing for me. So that is a pro for me. Con is, oh gosh, just not being able to be out into the public. I'm a socialite. I love being around people. I love the fact that we used to be able to go into, you know, like Jazz said, we used to be able to go out and actually, you know, sip to that with people and mingle and let people know who we were. And we're not able to do that now. So that hurts.
A pro for me definitely is being able to work from home. And I picked up a few little, you know, tricks with doing makeup and everything. But a con, I'm not really saving money. I stay on Fashion Nova, Pretty Little Thing, and Amazon. So you know, contrary to what Shannon said, you know, nails and stuff. The day they opened, I went, mask on, gloves on my fingertips. I had to be in there. But I really do just miss being out with the people. And for Sip to That, like, it's been interesting because we're still pushing and we're still in their ears. So we haven't really had any, like, I guess, downfall. Only thing is that we can't, like, you know, actually tape in studio. Yeah. That's what's killing us. But other than that, we're flourishing still. Yeah. We're still out here.
Yes. My con would of course be we're not able to film in the studio, of course. The pros, I've been able to work from home as well, so it was a blessing that I still have a job. You know, I wasn't able to, you know, still be employed. So that was a pro, and I was able to actually be a little bit more mobile and get things done while working from home. Yeah. So it's like, you know, I can go on break for a second and do X, Y, and Z, and then I'm still at home. I don't have to rush to get home and do whatever I want to do. So I had a more time of just like relaxation, I think. And that was a pro. I was able to be mobile. I could come home. I live in the DMV area, so I can, you know, come home if I want to and go back home. So it was just like, you know, a free experience for me. So that was my pro.
That's cool.
Okay. That's mine too. I saved some good money.
I started saving
good money because I love to travel. I'll be gone. I actually just canceled a trip to Florida. I was supposed to leave Monday. I had to cancel because COVID-19 is on the rise. We have to remember that. And then Tampa is a hot spot, and I ain't got time for that. So where do you see our Sip to That in the future? Where would you like for it to go?
Me personally, I see no ceilings. Like I can't even put a cap on it to say this is where it would go, where it would stop, because there's no ceilings for me. But however, I would love for us to be syndicated one day. I just can see it. Like every time I look at The View, every time I look at The Real, I'm like, we can do that. That's us. Right. You know what I'm saying? You know, but my mind plays tricks on me sometimes because I think, like, especially with all this racial stuff going on right now, they really need another set of, you know, African Americans. Will we even have an opportunity to do that? Would anybody even consider us? You know, so those are the things that run through my mind. I hate that I think like that, but I do, you know. So I have to trick my mind to say, even if we don't get there, I'm still good. We're having fun.
We're proud.
We're proud. We still got a platform. We're still reaching people. It might not be the multitude of what The Real and The View are able to reach, but we're still doing it. But for me, that would be one of my goals, for us to have a syndicated show.
Okay, that's a good goal. I can see it. I really can.
I would like us to a name everywhere. Like I want every nation, every language to say I'll sip to that. Like that would be so dope for me. Like, you know, and Chinese and Arabic and, you know, Honduran and Persian. Like I want to hear I'll sip to that, because anybody sips, whether it's water, green tea, coffee, like you're going to sip like, oh, okay, girl, like I'll drink to that. No, if you're not a drinker, you can sip to that. If your auntie doesn't drink, she can have her, you know, her tea. My aunt likes green tea.
Yeah.
I can see that on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
T-shirt. I would say this, it is sticking, because I was somewhere, I don't know where I was at.
Different languages.
Oh yeah.
Somebody said something, and I was just like, in the words of Shannon, I'll sip to that. And I don't even know where I was. So it is sticking. I would say that, so it is sticking. I was like, I'll sip to that. And so, so what would your advice be to someone that's trying to get into the field? What would your advice be?
My advice would be to, you know, just make sure, like, plan it out first. You know, kind of know, you know, what your goal, what you want your end goal to be, even though we don't really have an end goal, but you can still, you know,
forecast it.
Yeah, of what you want it to be, but still just have a mission, a goal, and a purpose behind it. Because if you don't have a purpose behind it, you can start off for the first week and then stop. And then it's like, okay, well, I tried it, you know. So just have a purpose behind it, and don't do it for, not say other people, because if you don't get that support, then you're going to be unmotivated as well.
Right.
So you want to just make sure, you know, you're doing it for the right reasons, and keep doing it, and just have a goal behind it. That would be my advice.
Yeah, and I'll echo that as well. And I would also say preparation is the key thing, and make sure it's something that you want to do, not just something because you saw somebody else doing it and then you said, oh, I can do that. If she can do that, if he can do that, I can do that. No, because that might not be your thing. Just because someone else is doing it, that's their thing. So you have to make sure that's your purpose. Make sure that's your thing. Make sure that's the thing that keeps you up at night, that's always on your mind. Right. And then that drive, you have to have the drive. It's not going to always look good. It's not going to look like it's working, but you have to keep it up. And my friend posted something today. If one person, just one person, watches your show or watches your project, that's one person that you got a view from. You're not going to always get likes, but guess what? They're always watching. They're always watching.
That is true.
Always.
That is so true.
Network is big too, because even like if somebody is doing the same platform, you can still network with them, because I'm big on, you know, if that's not for us, I know somebody else that can do that, or I know somebody else that can do that. So you want to just make sure you are networking and always be in a good standing with, you know, those people in your same field.
I'll step to that.
I'll say definitely have a plan. I'm really big on making a plan, writing everything down. I like structure. I want to know what we're doing, what we're talking about, who's coming in next, what questions you're going to ask. But my biggest thing is commitment. And that's something that we learn from each other. Like, we're all so busy, but like, if it's something you want to do, you're going to like commit yourself. If it's your passion, you're going to do it. So if you're not even into it, but you're doing it because someone else is, it's going to show through. It's going to fall. And I'm, you know, sorry to say that, but not everyone can do the same thing, but you can try. If you're committed to it, then you should succeed. And if you're really, really loving it, you shouldn't fall.
Right.
And those doors stay closed.
I'm gonna sip my ginger ale to that, because that was good.
Open those doors back up.
So what's next for I'll Sip to That? And how could the people contact you? How could they see your show? How can they order t-shirts? What's next for you guys?
We have a few things that's on our plates right now. Of course, we can't let that wine out the bag. We can't do that yet, but we do have some things in the works that we are working on. And hopefully once we get through this pandemic, we can start to move around, you know, more so than what we're able to do right now. Fingers crossed, but that's what we have planned. And for anyone that wants to get in touch with us,
you can reach us on our Sip to That page at sip_2, TO_that.
On Instagram.
On Instagram, yes. You can also email us at sipping2018@yahoo for any, like, you know, pop-ups, questions, letters that you want us to read anonymously. We can do that for you and dissect that thing. Yes. We won't tell your business. We are non-judgmental over here. Shirts.
We have shirts.
Coasters yet?
We have coasters. We have
hoodies.
Luggage covers.
Yes,
we have
luggage
hoodies. keychains.
We have a lot of products.
Yeah.
So just hit us up and, let us know what you would like and we'll make it happen.
Oh, also our YouTube. We do have a YouTube page. If you go to our Instagram, the link is in the bio. And also, I think it's on a couple of our Facebook, on my Facebook page, my personal Facebook page. I think I have the link on a couple of our videos. So I would probably try to add that to the bio on my Facebook as well. But that's how you can reach the girls of I'll Sip Today.
And don't just stop by, subscribe.
Yes. Tell them,
Subscribe.
so hard.
Look, I didn't realize how important that subscribe was until I joined YouTube.
Yeah.
That's an important button, isn't it? That's a very important button. So thank you guys so much. Thank you ladies so much for stopping by Coffee and Cream. I really enjoyed you guys. You guys are such a breath of fresh air. I support you from afar very often. I think what you guys are doing is a beautiful thing and is well needed. I could see. I'm so glad our people, we woke up. We woke now. We need to stay woke. We need to stay woke. And again, we need to keep moving, and we need to continue minding our own Black businesses.
Yes. And much success to you guys as well. I love it. I love it. I love your cartoon thing back there. Yes. I love just what you guys are doing. Your views are amazing for you just to be starting. So, bravo.
Yes. Just like you, it just happened. This was supposed to be a YouTube channel between two best friends and how we got through the pandemic, and it burst into this. So
that's amazing.
It worked. So, and then I also realized that we're very connected to a lot of
people,
good, dope people.
Dope people like yourself.
I was like, what? Let's call someone. So let's get them. I already had an idea who to call, and I already knew I was gonna eventually have you guys just based on your personalities and things of that nature. But we are gonna have a future show. I want you guys to come on. But it's called Battle of the Besties.
Oh, okay.
Battle of the Besties. You're gonna have that show, so it's fun. It's a fun interactive thing.
Can't wait.
I'll let you guys know. Thank you guys so much.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you guys, and guess what? I'll remember to sip to that.
Yes.
Be blessed. Be blessed, ladies. I love your energy. I love it. Love it. Love it. So, you gave me some.
I really did, because I was like this today. Somebody's like, "What's wrong?"
I told Coffee. I said, "You flatlining. What's wrong with you?" And you guys come on with your energy, and you see she just perked right up. I didn't have it. I didn't have enough in me to give it to her, so y'all did. So thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Be blessed.
I don't know what happened to our second guest. We're waiting for them to come back to join us.
I love them.
They're such a breath of fresh air. I can really see them.
Always had that personality. Remember, what was the name of her dance group back in the
Glamour